Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I am back with part 2 of my 10 cards 1 kit using the Spellbinders February card kit. And believe it or not, this is actually going to be our last video for March Madness. So make sure you leave me comments below. I will again be doing the drawing on Sunday for our 4th weekly winner, and then from the 4 weekly winners I will be drawing the grand prize winner, and I'll have that video up for you either Sunday evening or Monday morning. So jumping in here to card number 6, I have trimmed out a panel from that salmon colored cardstock that was included in the kit to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I've just used some of the double-sided tape to stick that down here on the top of my card base. I've also grabbed this bicycle and popped that up using some pop dots. I'm out of the ones that were included in the kit, so I'm back to my usual sticky thumbs. And I've also grabbed the "You Got This" sentiment and popped that up as well. I'm going to grab some of that foil gold cardstock that came in the kit, and I'm going to trim off about 1/4 inch. And then here for the inside, I'm going to place down one of the sentiment stickers that reads, "It's Your Day." And then I'll add some of that double-sided tape behind that gold foil cardstock and place that along the bottom. And that will complete card number 6. Here for card number 7, I'm going to use this really pretty rose and black and white striped pattern paper. I'm trimming that down here to 4 by 5 1/4. Then off camera I used some of the black cardstock that was included and trimmed that down to an A2 size card base. So I've added some double-sided tape behind my pattern paper. I'm going to stick that down here on top of the card base. So next I wanted to add a little bit more to that background pattern paper. So I've grabbed some of the foil cardstock and I'm going to add some double-sided adhesive to the back of that. This is a roll that I picked up from scrapbook.com. They are actually on sale for 50% off right now, which is a great deal. So this 6-inch roll I think comes down to around $30. But they also have 2-inch and 4-inch rolls. Now I oftentimes actually forget that I have this, but it's so great to use with die cuts, especially if you want to layer some, sentiment die cuts on top of one another, and that way you're not messing around with all the glue. I really need to remember to use this more often. It's been sitting on my desk for a while. So the reason I'm using that is because I wanted to cut some really thin strips from this gold foil cardstock, and that way I don't have to mess around with glue or trying to add Scor-Tape behind it. These strips probably measure maybe 1/16 of an inch. They're pretty small. They're not all exactly the same. I just sort of did it by eye. But I'm going to peel away that backing, and then I'll place this down right in the center of those black stripes. And I am running this all the way to the edge of the card base. So once I have all those down, I've grabbed that "You Are Beautiful" sentiment, added some pop dots behind that, and I'm going to place that right in the center. Then for the inside, I've grabbed a Nina panel trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to add the extra piece of this pattern paper right along the bottom edge. Go ahead and trim off that excess. And then I've grabbed another one of the sentiment stickers that reads "Oh So Lovely," and I'm going to place that right in the center. Again, I'll add some of this double-sided tape to the back. I'll peel away the backing and then place this on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 7. For card number 8, I'm trimming down this blue cardstock to 4 by 5 1/4. I'll go ahead and add some double-sided tape and place that down on the top of my card base. And then off to the side here, I've grabbed out this tag as well as this little swan ephemera, and I had been trying to use this tag on several different times. It was just slightly too small, but I thought it was so pretty. I love the black and white stripe, and then the pop of that darker blue color against the background of this lighter blue I just think is so pretty. So I decided to layer the two together. Here I've added some adhesive to the back of the tag. I'm going to place that directly on top of the card base. And then for the swan, I'm going to add some pop dots. I'll go ahead, peel away the backing, and then I'm going to place that down along the bottom of the card base. Just making sure to overlap so that you don't see the edge of the tag. Here I've grabbed my Nuvo glitter pen, and I'm going to add a little bit of glitter to the wings and then the few other sort of darker gray spots that are on the swan. Finally, I wanted to finish off the top of that tag, so I'm going to add one of those bow stickers over top of the hole. For the inside, I've got a Nina panel trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to stamp out that sentiment, "You are simply wonderful," using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Then I've trimmed off about a 1/4 inch wide piece from this blue cardstock. I'll add some tape to the back of that. And place it along the bottom. Go ahead and trim off that excess, and then added some tape to the back, and I'll place that on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 8. For card number 9, I'm trimming down this black and gold heart pattern paper to 4 by 5 1/4. I'll go ahead and add some tape behind that, and then I'm going to place that down on top of my card base. Then I decided I wanted to use these penguins, so I wanted to add this balloon to the larger penguin's hand on the bottom. I popped up the top of that, the balloon portion, with some foam dots, and then added some of my art glitter glue to the strand, so that can sort of exaggerate the dimension a little bit. I'm just going to place that so that it looks like it's right underneath his hand. And then I'll go ahead and add some pop dots to the back of the penguins as well. And I'll place those down right on top. So here for the inside, I lost a little bit of footage, but I had initially tried to place down one of the sentiment stickers on the inside, and the edge of it went down a little too early, and when I tried to peel it back up, it tore the inside of the card base. So what I ended up doing is grabbing a Nina panel trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4, and I went ahead and added the sentiment to that and then placed that on the inside. I also grabbed this other piece of ephemera, added some art glitter glue behind that, and I'll place him there on the opposite side. I don't usually put anything on that side of the inside of the card, but I think he's a really cute little fun surprise. And of course that will complete card number 9. So here for card number 10, I have created a card base using one of the pinks that came in the card kit, and I'm trimming down this book or newsprint pattern paper to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and place that on the top of my card base. Here I have an extra piece of that Enchanted Evening cardstock left over from one of the cards in the first video, so I thought I'd use that stripe here, and I'm going to add down one of those sentiments. This one reads, "Hello Gorgeous." And then I'll add some, I'm running out of that double-sided adhesive tape, so I added in some ATG there as well. I'm going to place that here right along the bottom of my card front. And then I trimmed off that excess. I'm going to add down these butterflies. So I'm starting with the largest and working up to the smallest. I've added some foam dots behind him, and then for this one, since I want it to overlap, I'm going to just add 3 foam dots, and that piece where it's going to overlap, I will just leave nothing there. That way I won't have anything that's uneven. And then for this last one, I will go ahead and pop him up as well. I also decided I wanted to add some of the sequins. I often forget about these when they come in the kits, but I happened to see them off to the side and thought I would add a few. So I've laid them out here, and then I'm going to grab from my stash some 3M glue dots. And these are left over from when I was still getting the paper pumpkin kits. So I am not sure if you can buy them separately or not, but if I'm able to find a link to them, I will go ahead and put them in the list below for you. They are really great for sequins, especially. They're a bit fiddly, which is why I have so many when you're trying to glue, you know, an actual piece of ephemera down, but they're the perfect size for most sequins. So you just peel off the backing, I leave them right there on the sheet, and then you can just press the sequin right down on top of it and pull up the glue dot with it. For the inside, I'm again on a Neenah panel trimmed to 4x5¼ I'm going to stamp out that "You Are Simply Wonderful" sentiment using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I've trimmed off a matching piece of that pink cardstock, added some Scor-Tape behind there, and I'll place that down along the bottom. I'll go ahead, trim off that excess, add some ATG to the back, and then place that on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 10. Here are a few close-ups of the finished cards. In the description box below, you'll find my blog post, which has additional photos and links to the supplies I used. Remember to leave me a comment below and let me know which was your favorite so you can be entered in the March Madness giveaway. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.